Chronicles times Deux with Linda Suter, my, let's see, cohort.
I like that. I like that.
And Deb Chandler, that would be moi.
Yeah.
Oh, I always have an itchy nose when we start the show. What's with that?
I don't know, Deborah. Maybe it's just a little allergies going on out there.
I don't know. It gets me every time. Well, once again, the world has provided us with a full slate. And I have the timer on so we don't go over, so we keep the show in about 30 minutes. For all of our fans, we are up to 30.
Yay! We're growing.
We are breaking all kinds of records. We did finally get things worked out and made up with Twitter, so we did have about 10,000 hits last week on the Twitter side of the fence. So we were happy about that. And all we're going to say to anyone watching this and everybody that knows us is, if you love us, or even if you don't love us, you need to subscribe to Princess Chronicles.
Yes, you do. And we are the Funny Girls, and we're probably going to be in Haymarket soon. And so you guys, we might have a live presentation out there, and we might go live. We're also going to start our live shows, probably coming in the fall. So you can follow us on YouTube Live. So we have lots in the pipeline. We're so excited as we continue 2020. I know for a lot of us, it hasn't been a positive 2020, but we're getting there. We're getting better. And I just have to tell you, Deborah, my daughter just called, who is always MIA. And it's so funny that she decided to call right when we recorded the show, but I'll get back to her.
Well, naturally, I texted a couple people and told them to hold off because I knew that inevitably they would call. So couple of things we want to talk about this week that are trending. I mean, you brought this up last night. And just for those people who know, we run like crazy through the week, and then we do comparison stories like at midnight on whatever night before we're going to shoot. So I want to talk a little bit about etiquette today. And you brought this up last night, and my jaw, you see the skin on my jaw came off because it dropped. Who the heck invites you to a private party?
A fire truck outside or something.
Don't invite people to a private party and then charge them to come.
You know, I don't get that. I mean, I'll just have to say, I mean, I don't know if 2020 or the last couple years, things have kind of changed a little bit, but I don't understand. If it's I used to go to parties. You and I get a lot of invitations to some great events. And when it's at someone's house or a celebration like a wedding or just like you said, a private dinner party, why do they charge people to come? And then I don't understand. I have
to, I'm guessing, and now my eye's itching, so it's got to be allergies. Anyway, I'm guessing that you're either broke ass or cheap ass, broke ass or cheap ass. When it comes to this, I could see if you were going to ask for a donation, maybe for a food bank or something right now.
Right, I definitely, definitely.
This is not a private party I want to be, included in, quite frankly. If I invite you over to my place or to a party, I'm not going to, what do? Present them with a bill like at the restaurant at the end of the meal?
Well, that's what I was kind of wondering. Like, how does that all go down? And how do you check? And do you have say, hey, you didn't pay your money, no food and no drinks for you? Or do you pay a tip at the end? I mean, what if it's bad service? Or what if you don't like the food, like after you paid?
Wonder if you're eating a picnic. Or wonder if you're eating a picnic table.
And I got a question for you. Can you take a doggy bag to go? Like, you paid for it, like in a restaurant. Do you take it to go?
Well, if I'm paying $75 and it's outside at a picnic table, guess who's coming with us?
The Royal Palms.
The Royal Palms. So everybody, you just mentioned about going to Haymarket in the fall. And we thought that we would take Princess Chronicles on the road, and we'll probably take the children with us just because they need to be seen, and they get a little crazy if they don't get to go. But you're going to bring the photo booth.
I am. Yep.
And people will be able to get their pictures taken. And we're doing this it's Haymarket Days, right?
Right.
On the 27th of September.
It is. So it should be nice and cool out there for our Royal Palms. And there are celebrities and all, so they're going to be there. And yeah, it's going to be in Haymarket, Virginia. We'll send out the location before, and we hope to see our folks, our followers. We're going to have our crowns. We'll have a fun backdrop. You can take pictures. We'll be social distancing as well. So if you're a little uncomfortable, we can I'll send 6 feet back before we take any photos of you. We can distance people away. And we're hoping that we'll gain some more followers, and we'll have maybe by then we'll have a couple t-shirts that we can kind of give out, and we'll have a lot of fun.
I was thinking maybe we could do some Princess Chronicle mask, because everybody needs a pink.
Yes, we have to do that, and that's what we're going to wear.
We'll have some giveaways. Does Julie look sad today?
No,
Does Julie look a little sad?
I think she looks regal.
She said, I am regal. And she goes, and I don't know what's coming, because on Wednesday she's having a little snip snip.
Uh-oh. I also didn't hear that.
The palms are covering their ears. But yeah, so she's doing a little snip snip. So everybody keep her in your thoughts. Something else that I just think's a little crazy is you shared some photo editing. Well, you didn't notice it was photo editing. So we're going to ask the audience about this, but I thought it was ingenious. So if you're out, and let's say hypothetically you have a man with you, and he's got his arm around you, and there's a group picture, but you don't want people to really know that he's with you. I saw the most ingenious thing done. And they just edited out the guy's arm. I thought that was pretty funny. So if it's really bad, you just edit his whole body out.
Exactly. And Deborah, I'm gonna try that sometime. You're kind of on I guess it's a secret date, or you don't want people to know that he's putting his arm around you, or you don't want social media. So you just kind of chop it off, which is so funny. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how I can Photoshop. Well, he only had one arm.
So if you're gonna Photoshop like that, and you want to up your street cred, then I would be. I'm a little older, as we always mention, but I would be like Photoshopping in too. So I would be with a whole new crowd of people other than you. It would be you and I with the star of 365, the maybe a little Rob Lowe. He's looking good in his old age.
Yeah, actually, I did see a preview with Rob Lowe coming out. I mean, he was on. They had the top over 40 men, and he was on there. Of course, Matthew McConaughey. But Rob Lowe was looking a little good. I was like, darn. So yeah, I appreciate that.
What I appreciate about Rob Lowe, and I know this is like going off on a tangent, and you lecture me on this every week. You lecture me on this.
I do.
But we got time for this, because this is a good story.
St. Elmo's
when I was living in Atlanta, the Democratic convention was there one year, and Rob got busted at a big hotel for a little playing around with lots of girls and stuff. And it was huge news. I mean, he was young. He was really young at that point. So Rob has grown up. He's got a family. He's a great family guy. He's just an all-around great guy, good television actor, solid. But speaking of people who might not have grown up, that have hit the proverbial social media and news networks this past week and a half. Can we say Jerry Falwell Jr. has been relieved of his duties at Liberty University? Now, we're not going to knock Liberty University. And, I am of the Christian faith, so I do believe in forgiveness. And certainly if his wife has forgiven him and they've forgiven each other and they've moved on, it's good. But now Jerry's got to jump.
I did hear a little gossip, not gossip, but I did hear a little gossip this morning and talking to one of my friends, and she says, Linda, everybody knew that behind the scenes. They've been doing that for years. She's like, it just made the media. But she's like, who doesn't know that? They've been doing that. That's their thing. So I
okay. So there. See, we talked about the swinging last week. So now Jerry obviously is not having to sleep in the car.
No, and he's not sleeping at the clubhouse.
But they may have to sell. Linda, they may have to sell the yacht.
Oh, okay. Boy. Why is that?
And the pool boy was 20 at the time of the affair.
Woo. Give it to the pool boy.
Now he, as he stated on the news outlets this week, he is now a 28-year-old man.
And it's so cliche. It's always the pool boy, the personal trainer, it's always the electrician, but the pool boy is always in there.
Or the landscaper. The landscaper is good. And here's the thing, those young men have nothing to lose and everything to gain, and it's a fun romp. I've got to admit, I didn't do it when I was married, but I've tried out all of those at one point or another. Just for good measure.
We don't kiss and tell. No.
But yeah, we always find out afterwards, after you go through the grapevine and sort it out, that it's like, oh, this is old news. Now it's just everybody's news.
Exactly. I'm not shocked. I'm not. So what people do in behind closed doors, we don't always need to know, right?
No, but some of our friends in the media are willing to share.
And it does make interesting news. I will say it does make it, especially for us to talk about. So
and I love the fact. So I'm sure that the next thing that'll be coming is a movie and a book.
Of course.
Naturally a book. This is good stuff. I remember friends of mine who had to sign the kind of rules of the road for liberty. I wonder if they'll be changing those up now or not.
Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Isn't that
what what's good for the gander, because it was supposedly her that had the affair, is good for the goose. I don't know. Anyway,
things. Sometimes they just come to me and I don't know why. People are like, where did you get that from? But yeah.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. Let me go back to my notes before you just, let's talk about Fashion Week, September 13th through the 16th. Yes, it is going to be
New York
Fashion this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone digital, which I think is a smart thing to do. It's gone digital. I've got my notes here. You're using electronics. I'm using paper. Imagine that. I'm going to recycle.
It's okay. Yeah. Here we go.
So, Dennis Basso, some of the big names, Kimberly Goldson, of course, Frederick Anderson, a close friend, Nicole Miller, one of our Soho Muse, and so's Frederick. Chromat, we saw Chromat last time. PH5 we saw last time around. Anne Klein is in this time. Anna Sue. Veronica Beard, I'm just naming off. Carolina Herrera, who I absolutely always love. We're gonna miss some of the mainstays, like Sang Toy's not here this time. I'm missing him terribly. Also Sally LaPonte's not, they're doing some other things this time around. But we've got some new faces who are friends of ours from the Washington D.C. area. Deux is doing their first time. They are kicking it off second day coming in on the same day as Nicole Miller and Dennis Bass. So, and then Tom Ford, the King of the Hill right now, will be wrapping it up. Jason Wu starts the show at the beginning of the week, and it's shortened, and they are including men's in with this. So it's, it's pretty interesting. It is by invitation only. So they'll be sending you a bill just like the dinner party. No, I'm teasing. They catch up.
And I mean, they're going to be sending you the bill, I don't know. Do they have a snack box? Can they email us? Not email us, of course, but mail us a snack
box? Can they email us a snack? That would be a treat. I love it.
I mean, mail us a snack box, because that would be kind of cute if they did a whole New York Fashion Week swag bag, and you got to pick, mail it to us, and we got all kinds of fun things.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Somebody asked me the other day, why would they were even bothering doing fashion at this point, and it's like, oh Lord, we need somebody to do fashion because
we do. It's a great distraction. It doesn't have any secret. Well, sometimes it can, but I think it's a great distraction from the election, the pandemic. I mean, who doesn't like to see pretty faces and pretty clothes and,
well, we do, but also there's an economic impact to this, actually, for an entire industry. I mean, this is the time of year that they release the new collections that then go to the buyers, that go to the stores, that we then get to order.
Exactly.
And purchase. So yeah, we can't interrupt the cycle indefinitely, or we'll be wearing our old t-shirts and sweatpants forever.
But I don't
not going
that. But
so let's talk about the gamblers and what's happening with that industry.
I mean, it's a tough time for hospitality right now, which we just actually saw a jazz club close this week in DC. There's a venue, another one that was shut down in Springfield, Fair Oaks. It's the hospitality industry. It's just it's getting hit so hard. There's going to be another 800 people in our area losing their jobs. At the end.
Well, and this time, we know a lot of these. We know so many of these people who are affected by this. I mean, we really, really do, and it's a little heartbreaking because it, like you said, it's almost 800 people that are now being terminated as of last Friday, just because MGM hasn't been able to open back up all the way. They're down now revenue-wise. I think it said about 13% for last month or for August.
They're probably just really
interesting. Yeah, interestingly enough, though, Maryland Live, which is the competing casino that's up in the Laurel area, their numbers are up for this time last year quite a bit, because they're relatively new to the game, and so they must have more gamblers up around Laurel, Maryland than they do in the DMV. But it's still some pretty hefty numbers that they were bringing in. So it's interesting.
It's very, and again, like we talked about, I mean, I don't know how the shows they're doing at MGM. I don't know, the theater there's probably had to shut down, which
they're not having any shows.
Yeah,
they're not having any shows. They're only doing the gambling right now, and they can do no convention.
Right, and so a lot of their business is convention business, and so is the Gaylord. I don't know how the Gaylord is surviving either right now. But so we just gotta, hope and just
keep our fingers crossed that we can get through this blasted pandemic.
Exactly.
You shared something with me that was I'm sorry, it was just creepy.
So
and I know you're thinking, okay, what thing was it? Because I probably shared a couple of creepy things.
Yeah, but this thing I'm going to tell you, ladies and gents and kings and queens, and I'm in a couple of photographers, trade for print, and we all like to be creative, but I don't know what this was. It was interesting, Deborah. It looked like they had bloody noses and bugs on their faces. Like, I don't know.
So this is I say local because local for us is from Baltimore to Richmond.
Exactly. In the DMV.
We just run the length of 95, and then if we want to push it, we go on to New York or to Miami. But
Exactly.
anyway, so this, and I don't mind mentioning his name because he even said that he was trying to expand what he was doing and pushing the edge of the envelope. So the photographer's name is Anthony Page.
Right.
And yeah, the photos in it's Paige for anybody that wants to look him up and go look at these photographs. But yeah, bloody nose with beetles, maybe? Was it
No, at
beetles?
first I thought they might be ants. Maybe they were beetles or black bugs.
No, they're not ants.
Okay.
I haven't seen an ant like that, but it does look like some sort of beetle crawling on their faces, attaching themselves to the face to suck the blood out. So I think Anthony has pushed his way toward American Horror Story.
I didn't get the bloody nose, and I know we all are creative people. We like, to think outside the box, but sometimes I look at some stuff and I just go, that's just creepy. And I agree with you.
Maybe it's supposed to be alien. Maybe those are little alien DNAs crawling up and crawling in them and eating the brains out.
Maybe it's a COVID.
I don't know. Anyway, check Anthony out. He is definitely pushing the edge of the envelope.
Yes, he is. But check him out.
Particularly for me. Watch him get a ton of attention.
Well, especially
over
from
this
our show,
because it's edgy. It is edgy.
It's edgy. We're talking about it, so hey.
Well, and here's the thing. Free publicity, Anthony. Yes, you've got our attention.
Broadcast live.
So what else have you got? What's been going on in the hood this week? Because those are always great.
We continue to have local pub bartending problems. I don't know. We still had a little fallout from that. I'm still not understanding, but there was a little disagreement. And there were some tears, but
oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Did you cry? Did they make you cry?
No, because that bartender is not gonna make this princess cry. Let me tell you. But sometimes.
Did you? Okay, so here's my next question: did you make the bartender cry?
No. Not this time. Not this time. But no, it's still some with that, and but I don't know. Sometimes I think to myself, I don't get it. So, again, if you're a bartender out there, we love you. We love you making our drinks, but don't make patrons cry.
Of course,
it's not good. We're out. We've had stressful weeks. We go out to just have some fun, chit chat, shoot the crap, and with your friends and release some steam.
It's people that have quarantined, and a lot of people are doing that where they have their quarantine group that they do things with. So people see pictures of you out and about, and that's exactly what they've done is
Deborah, this week I did meet a fabulous designer at the Madison Mansion in Baltimore, and tell
us about her, because
is creating. It's really interesting. She's creating a museum collection, so she's getting inspired from the actual museum she's working out of, and she's doing everything by hand, and it's an artisan craft. And she's literally taking, because she's going to make 6 dresses, and it takes a year. And each dress is 3 months at least. And so she's making everything by hand, and it's all lace. It's called Painting with Lace. And it's just, I'm going to be doing the interview. I'll be posting it. And she's inspired from old Hollywood, 1920s. And it's very interesting. And the mansion itself, actually, they do weddings there. It's only $3,000, and you have your guest stay for a small, intimate wedding. And it was just a lot of fun talking to her and learning about her craft and which direction she's going in. Now, she's not a fashion show designer. She's more into the.
She's more of an artistic designer.
Exactly.
And we know another one like that also. So does she know yet? where this collection will be seen? Does she know which
It will be in my interview, so I can't give away all.
okay, okay.
But
You can just say yes, she does. I can't reveal until
the
my other show.
yes. But it was very great to get a private tour, and it's in Baltimore, Maryland, and the house itself has a lot of original artwork. It's really African art and a little touch of some Jewish art, but it's all original. It's very interesting. They have paintings of all different types, and the decor is all original, authentic, kind of very old school. The wallpaper, very expensive. It's that kind of old fashioned vintage type look. And she is inspired by McQueen, and she has lots of books and fashion books that she kind of gets her inspiration from. And they have every Friday night live on Facebook. They do have a trio, little music trio going on, so you should tune in for that. And that's the Madison Mansion, on 4 East, I think it is, in Baltimore. So very interesting lady. I'm excited. She's just to me, it's just so refined. It's hard I haven't been around that in a while. So just speaking with her, she's getting her PhD, and very interesting lady, and proud of her for, sticking to her. I guess she also does have a commercial side of her business. She does, some commercial fashion, but she also has a sewing class that she does. And this,
Okay.
4 students this past weekend, and she can't really have people there right now that's not in the class due to COVID, but it's bringing that old style of sewing back. So you learn really the techniques, the stitches, and everything is like needle and thread.
So let me ask you this. I'm wearing my new favorite thing this week. Do you have a favorite thing for the week?
I always have a favorite thing for the week. So of course, I don't have my earrings on today, but I will say my favorite thing this week is my wonderful little paisley scarf. Isn't it fabulous? So I wore that today.
Okay. So I have been stalking this Alexis Bitar necklace, and finally got it in from Saks Fifth Avenue with the beautiful shells and everything. So it's large, it's bold. Let me tell you.
I saw that. I was wondering. I'm like, show me the bottom.
It is definitely bold. And excuse the dog hair. I have no earthly clue where it came from.
Right. Well, this just is a little Nicole Miller. So, but I like it.
One last question before we wrap it and go. So people were talking on the internet about child abuse, and by child abuse, I mean child abuse when we were kids. and by that, I mean things like our grandparents making us shell peas and telling us how much fun it was. But I had one that just cracked me up, because we had some major storms roll through here over, Friday night into Saturday when Laura was wrapping up her, fun week.
Sarah. Yes.
I mean, I couldn't believe the lightning storms. And someone mentioned it. I remembered my grandparents doing this to us. We lived in Louisiana. They lived out in a rural area, of course. And anytime there was a storm, they would make us sit on the floor in the middle of the room and be quiet until the storm was over. Now, looking back, I'm not sure what purpose that served.
That's why when I wear my glasses when I get scared at night. So yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. So on a last note, and kind of a sad note, happy note, but I think it's our Hollywood moment, and it's all over the press. Chadwick Boseman got his wings. Actor, 43 years old, passed of colon cancer. So guys, everybody, get your tests done.
We have testicles.
Yeah, we've lost a tremendous actor. I mean, all I want to say is I loved Black Panther. I loved 42, which he was in. He was miraculous. He definitely the Academy Award, and many nominations for his work. So he will be missed. And I will cut this off by saying, Wakanda forever, Chadwick. Wakanda forever. You guys have a great week. Remember to subscribe.
And if
to
I'm
our
bothering you on
channel.
LinkedIn, don't subscribe. I got a few. I'm getting a few more on LinkedIn. So I'm hitting inboxes every day, every week. So just
You better
subscribe.
pray you don't see us, because if you see us, you're going to have to subscribe to us.
And we're grabbing our phones.
Yep. Have a good one.
See you next week. Peace out.